Next up,
The kingdom of Thundera lies in ruin.
The day I have always feared has arrived.
But a small group of warriors has survived.
That's our cue.
A lord,
Take the sword and become one with it.
a rival,
You may be king, but I'm still older than you.
a cleric,
Try and catch me!
a soldier,
Hold on! It's about to get bumpy.
the twins, and of course, together they are Thundera's last hope against the immortal Mumra and his lizard army.
You cannot comprehend the forces you are dealing with.
Just say the word, Lion-O.
The all-new Thundercats are back on Toonami and better than ever.
Thundercats!
Every Saturday night at 2:30,
Give me sight beyond sight.
only on Adult Swim.
Thundercats reboot, the 2011 reboot. I remember seeing commercials for this, but I just was not interested. I am sorry. I don't know. Something about it.
That's
Like,
unfortunate because it's pretty good.
I don't know what it was
Like more
then.
than the 80s Thundercats, but I'm still not a Thundercats fan.
Yeah, me either.
It suffers the same kind of problem as Symbionic Titan did in that
It didn't get another season.
it just doesn't end.
Right.
It just ends, I guess I should say. Like it doesn't, it 100% sets up more and then didn't get it. And that hampers the overall quality of the show because I liked it. I mean, and granted, I'm somebody who watched the original Thundercats as a kid, but like I thought it was a great way of rebooting the show, great voice cast. But yeah, then it just it sets up stakes and then unfortunately never has any payoff. So it's like,
Yeah,
That's sad.
It's unfortunate. I also feel like in the second season, the writing got a little rough. Like they
It
were
did,
so
yeah.
mean to Lion-O for no freaking reason.
That's
Damn.
true.
Like why we hating on Lion-O here?
And admittedly, it does kind of suffer in the aspect that they, like, I liked that they had, the king was, voiced by Lion-O's, previous voice actor.
I love that. I thought
That was great.
fantastic.
But then of course you have stuff like the Samo Flange reference. It's like,
Oh,
do we really need to put Blundercats jokes in there? Like it's funny, but
Jeez.
I don't know. It kind of, in a
Yeah.
sense, it kind of dates it. Like I don't know, but
Yeah. Really strong
I mean,
voice cast though. Really
Yeah,
strong voice cast.
fantastic
Oh,
voice
voice
cast.
cast in that show is great. Oh, what a good voice cast.
Like
Yeah.
high D, low C. I mean,
I'd probably put low C. Low C.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, it's definitely above original Thundercats.
okay, yeah.
Can we
enough.
can we put it behind the Batman?
Behind the Batman.
Yeah.
Everyone else good with that?
Yeah,
That's fair.
All right. Next up,
The reincarnation of an ancient warrior
I'm not her!
The reincarnation of who?
and a half-man, half-demon must regain the shards of a magic jewel,
I like not the looks of it.
or all humanity is lost. Handle the jewel.
Not in my lifetime, pal.
Of course, they may kill each other first.
Your brain's broken or something.
Inuyasha, starting Saturday, August 31st at 11 p.m.
Sit, boy!
Part of Adult Swim.
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome! Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha! Inuyasha!
Kagome!
Inuyasha!
Don't expect I'll go easy on you.
Inuyasha. This was another carryover from Adult Swim Action, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely. They took it off for a little bit and then
they.
they brought it right back.
So y'all are gonna kill me for this because initially I had this on my list too, but like only like the first season because I know there's a lot of episodes. But yet again, I was strapped for time, so I decided not to. The only piece of Inuyasha material I have seen is Yashahime. I have not seen the original series
Oh my god.
nor the final
Wow.
act. I am sorry.
Oh boy.
Wow.
I am so sorry. It's like
Well,
saying that I watched Boruto and not Naruto nor Shippuden. Uh, but I do plan on giving Inuyasha its time. But it like I was just running short on time, and the first season was like I think 26 episodes, and I had like a week left, so I was like, okay, sorry, Inuyasha, I'll give you your time eventually. But I
Yeah, the
do
show's
know,
like 155 episodes or
you
something.
should have
yeah.
given it like a couple of episodes at least.
I don't know. I just like I don't want to like leave it off at a cliffhanger, so I try to do like the first arc of a series or the first season or whatever. Just so
Oh, that ain't gonna work with Inuyasha.
I
well,
mean, look,
I
the easiest thing you could have watched is the old Adult Swim ad where it's just Kagome and Inuyasha shouting each other's names for 30 seconds.
I saw that
That is still the
actually.
greatest. That is still the greatest ad for that show that anybody has ever made.
I think I saw that actually.
Inuyasha.
Kagome.
I think I saw that actually because they pre-flight
did.
when that was still a thing. I think they played that in a pre-flight episode.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But so Inuyasha, how I mean I know it's a pretty influential, like I know that's another
It's
landmark
better than
show.
Bleach.
It's
Better than Bleach.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gee. So would you put this at the top of B or low A?
I'd put it in A.
I'd
Yeah,
put it
put it
low
A,
A.
too.
Yeah.
Maybe after Outlaw Star.
Yeah. Honestly, looking at what we've got there, yeah, I'd say that's a fair placement.
Inuyasha is always an enjoyable watch.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
maybe not always, but
I mean, the advantage it has is it doesn't suffer from that. Like it ended without ending because we at least know that the final chapters exist. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, so I'm assuming that it ended, like, but the original show didn't have an ending or something?
it pulled
Or,
a Bleach in the
uh,
ending. Like it ended without
and
ending.
the journey continues.
Yeah.
And then
I have
something
final
like
act in its own
never
thing, so we'll talk
premiered.
about it.
Good,
Inuyasha
because
the
it's not
final
going to
act.
rank high.
No.
Okay, so next
Oh,
up.
speaking of things that aren't going to rank high,
We're depending on you.
Say no, this isn't a game.
Nothing's gonna stop me now.
Come on now, Sana. Don't you want to have a little fun?
I see finding pirates isn't your only talent.
So what's funny was that when I did my list of shows and Silver wanted me so badly to watch a Tenchi series, I said that I'm only watching one Tenchi show and it's the original. And then I think Sam or I forgot who else made a joke that was like, "Hey, at least it's not GXP." And I literally said I refuse to see that because even with that, I already knew how terrible it is when even Jason wasn't a fan of it. I remember they touched on it in a pre-flight episode. Tenchi Muyo GXP.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Fucking
Yeah.
F tier.
F
Put it
tier.
in the middle between Woolen and Dice.
Yep.
Yep.
So here's a funny thing. I worked on a show that we released at Discotech not too long ago called Dual Parallel Trouble Adventures. And as I was watching it, I went, why do some of these names sound familiar? And it turns out that Duel is a prequel to GXP, like way, like it's still set on Earth. And if you want anything from the GXP timeline that's enjoyable, watch Duel, because the show doesn't really require any knowledge of GXP, and it's actually a lot of fun. And then you just pretend that GXP doesn't exist.
I was gonna say at least Silver's not here because he's the only fan of this show, and they announced like a couple years back. Was it a couple years back? I remember they announced like a sequel to it, and we're all just like, "Oh God, why?" And then you got Silver going, "Yeah, let's fucking go!" But yeah, I knew way long ago that this was gonna be some hot garbage, so I already knew F tier it is. Anyway, next up,
Death Weapon Meister Academy. The proving ground for both Weapon and Meister.
Better get ready, because we're gonna do it.
For Maka, Soul, Blackstar, and Tsubaki, the objective is clear. Kill and harvest evil souls.
In the name of Lord Death, this evil must be purged.
The ultimate goal, turn each weapon into a death scythe. Powerful enough for Lord Death himself. When both Weapon and Meister are in perfect resonance,
Witch Hunter!
there's no stopping them.
You trying to kill us?
But these students are a long way from figuring it all out. In fact, they haven't figured much of anything out.
How have you been doing?
Please don't ask.
Time to hit the books. Get ready for the series premiere of Soul Eater next Saturday at 1 a.m. Eat it.
Your soul is mine.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
a show that I am still not finished. Soul Eater. So
you skipped an episode that's actually crucial to the plot points of the show, but okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll go back and watch it. All right. Anyway, let me give some background. All right. So, the guys have been bothering me to watch Soul Eater for years, but I remember Silver did a joke that I think I wasn't a huge fan of. So I put my foot down and I was like, you know what, y'all are not gonna get Soul Eater until Silver watches Jujutsu Kaisen, which the man absolutely refuses to even touch that show. So I was like, oh, Soul Eater, you ain't like. And then I think when I made the list, and they once again they started, getting on my case for not having Soul Eater on there, and I was just like, hey, you already know my stance, guys, and I was like, okay, here's a little compromise. If Silver watches Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, the prequel movie, I will give Soul Eater a watch of 12 episodes. And Silver did, and it was like torture to him. It was like literally like his reactions were just he reacted to the show and at the same time was throwing jabs at me like, wow, this guy has a shitty life, but at least he doesn't live in Florida.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, fine. You got me to watch 12 episodes of Soul Eater, and I did. But then the guys were still like, come on, man. Like, you need to finish the rest. And I was like, look, like, fine, here's a compromise. Because when it comes to me and reaction material, I usually tend to recommend some trash, or at the very least something that I know is entertaining for the other person to see the other person watch. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll give you an actual good show to watch. So I made Silver watch Vinland Saga, and he's not even done with the first season yet. But I was like, fine. He saw Vinland Saga, so now I'm watching Soul Eater, and I'm not done. What was the last episode I saw? I think 33. They're on the island, like the Winter Island, battling for brew. Which I keep thinking of that dumb meme when the cold brew hits, and I just keep thinking to myself, they're fighting for that cold brew, and I'm just expecting the fucking polar bear to come crashing through the tornado in the middle of the island. That's just how my brain works. But yeah, I understand why a lot of people love Soul Eater. One other thing I should say was that it's the same creator as Fire Force, which I did see Fire Force. We'll get there eventually. But I knew that Soul Eater was the predecessor to Fire Force, and even Fire Force made some references to Soul Eater, which I didn't get until like seeing Soul Eater. But point is, yeah, I'm enjoying Soul Eater. I can't honestly say where I would definitively rank it because I am not done. But I'm having a good time. I feel very bad for Stein, and I hate Excalibur with a passion.
We all do. We all do. But
I love Excalibur.
and also the Kid. I hate Kid, but at the same time, I somewhat understand Kid with this with the OCD. Now, I would not drop everything and go back home just to align a painting. I would not drop a mission. I would not drop a mission just to go back home to see if something's perfectly centered. But but OCD can be a bitch. How do y'all feel on Soul Eater?
I love Soul Eater. It's one of my favorite animes. Probably one of my favorite shows Toonami's aired.
Soul Eater's really good. The ending really brings it down.
Oh,
yeah.
goody.
Yeah.
I agree with.
Oh, goody. Now I can look forward to that.
I was surprised they never aired the spinoff.
There was a spinoff?
Yeah,
Soul
there's a
Eater's
spinoff.
not.
Believe it or not. It's
Please
not
don't
really
tell me.
worth your time.
Please don't tell me it involves Excalibur.
No, it's
Okay.
it's a spin-off series with like 3 different who want to be like who are in this. I forget what it's about, but it's nothing like Soul Eater, and it kind of follows a lot more to what the original manga of it is. So doesn't really have the same touch because the anime adaptation of Soul Eater is nothing like the manga. It diverges and does its own thing.
Oh. So would you say the manga is better than the anime or vice versa?
The anime is better than the manga, in my opinion. I like the manga. The manga's good. It just some questionable choices in the manga. It's been years since I've last read it, but
Yeah, as not great as the ending of the anime is, the manga's ending might be worse.
Oh, goody.
But yeah, that's neither here nor there. So I'm looking at it like, is it better than Inuyasha?
Oh. That's a tough question to ask, and I don't have an answer.
Me neither.
I would say probably not.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's better than any of the A rank shows.
now I put it in B because I think it's below Bobobo. Maybe behind.
Sure. Below Bobobo works for me.
Yeah.
Below Bobobo, above IGPX.
I mean, I'd put it behind IGPX personally.
Yeah, I would say behind IGPX and above Jackie Chan. I would probably that's
yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
That's serviceable. It's fine.
So next up.
Listen up, Toonami faithful. Big news. Only 2 more weeks till one of my favorite shows returns to the mix.
Set the sail! Let's find the next island!
We have to start 200 plus episodes in, but I'm just glad it's back where it belongs. Plus, it's in sweet HD.
This is awesome!
We kick it off just as the crew drops anchor at Long Ring Long, a crazy stretched out place. And home to a foxy foe.
You want to fight? Bring it on!
Let the Davy back fight begin.
Guns, cannons, explosives, barrel out!
The show has a lot of episodes, and I mean a lot. If you want to catch up on the series, you can hit up Funimation.com for all things One Piece. Monkey D. Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates are back. And if you haven't seen One Piece, you haven't lived.
We're drawing close to a new world in which only true pirates can survive.
One Piece returns May 18th at 1 a.m. Welcome home. Only Toonami on Adult Swim. It's been more than a minute since we last saw Luffy and the crew.
The Straw Hats are back, and they're causing trouble again.
But just like fine rum, this show only gets better with age.
Whoa! The greatest pirate anime of all time is coming home.
Hands in the air, pirate!
One Piece returns with 2 episodes back to back, Saturday night at 1:30 a.m.
It sounds like we're celebrities or something.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
One Piece again. Even though I already had it on there, but I made the
Real
stupid
One
decision. The real One Piece. The One Piece is real. Can we get much higher? Now for me,
can we get much higher?
So for me, when I started Toonami, One Piece was airing. I remember a lot of the Thriller Bark stuff because that was what was airing during like 2016. And then I remember when they pulled it, and I remember a lot of people were mad, and I was mad, but that was just because I was following the crowd because I personally haven't actually seen One Piece. I've only seen what Toonami aired, which was Thriller Bark. Then years down the line, the East Blue and the Alabasta sagas would get added to Netflix. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it on Netflix, and I'm just gonna watch because One Piece is a long show. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch the first two arcs, and then I'll come back to it eventually. I saw East Blue and Alabasta, and I binged the rest of the show. Uh, it took
As
me
you do.
it took me an entire year to go from episode one all the way to like I think at the time that I caught up, we were in Wano, and it was when Kaido and Big Mom reunited, just before they got to the flashback with Odin. Uh, now I should also mention because then I kind of dropped One Piece the anime for a bit, but then I picked it back up when Gear 5 came into the picture, and then I dropped it again, so I'm not caught up. But point is, yeah, I'm a One Piece fan now. Show's amazing. So and it is perfect that because I remember at the time too when I caught up to One Piece, Toonami it didn't come back yet. I think it was like 2021. So
2022.
no, yeah, it came back in 2022, but I'm saying that at the time that I caught up, it was 2021. And I was just like, damn, now I actually really understand how much it hurt losing it on Toonami. And then the day that it was announced it came back, Silver and I just had the biggest, goofiest smiles on our faces. Because holy shit, One Piece is back, and I actually understand the plot now. But yes, One Piece. I fucking love the show. Uh, how do y'all feel about it?
It's a
One
great
Piece is my
series.
favorite show of all time.
I
God
will say
damn.
when Toonami started running it again in 2013, I wasn't a big fan of Long Ring Long. I didn't really like that arc at all.
Not the best place to start.
No, honestly, really, I don't think any place they would have started. You know why they started it there? Because it's when they started doing HD episodes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, maybe they should have started from episode one. I understand that probably would have been a time sink because they've already aired those episodes technically.
Yeah.
But
Might have done better.
probably would have done much better. Honestly, where they restarted One Piece probably was a better place to start it after the time skip. So that was probably a good move on their part.
Yeah, except those arcs kind of suck.
Oh boy, Dressrosa and its 118 episodes, I think.
And we're knee deep in it.
I mean, like, look, I don't mind. I'm not a fan when Toonami decides to like double One Piece or any other show, for the sake of like stalling runs. But like, I make an exception for One Piece because Dressrosa fucking hurts. Like, it's so long and the pacing is bad. So like, if they double One Piece, fine, I don't mind that. Now, if they double fucking Demon Slayer, I'm asking why the fuck are you doing that?
Get rid of it.
Yeah, it's fine when it's a rerun.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's the thing about One Piece is it's a very piecemealed experience on Toonami, especially if we're looking at just the Funimation episodes.
Well,
so
you want to start counting 4 kids now?
I kind of like break it down by arcs. Okay, Long Ring Longland, fine, fun arc, not a problem. Water 7, Annie's Lobby, Thriller Bark, really good One Piece.
Yes.
Fishman Island and Dressrosa, not so much. So that's gonna bring things down a bit. That's gonna bring things down to earth. So I can't give this show an S. I can't. The production values and the pacing are too bad to give it an S. But
yeah, especially if we're ranking it just based on what we've had air on the block.
It's kind of crazy too because I remember a few One Piece fans when the show got dropped on Toonami initially that they dropped just short of like some of the best stuff, the Sabaody, the Marine Food arc and all that, and then actually seeing it, I'm like,
is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite One Piece arcs.
And it's like, damn, Toonami really skipped some peak One Piece.
I
But
feel like
I
the
mean,
report's too
I
long.
don't blame them because the show wasn't really doing well back in what was it 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
I get why they dropped it.
I mean,
And
now
I
it's
also
kind of
understand why now expectations are so low. They're like, yeah, we'll get One Piece again. Toei's offering us a deal. We're getting it.
well, it's also just the fact that like One Piece. I mean, it's a big thing, but like even back then, like compared to other shows like Dragon Ball and Naruto and all that, like One Piece was kind of not there, or at least like was just. I don't know the right term. I don't want to say it was a stepchild, but like
It should have been, but circumstances be as
Yeah.
they may. But you know what? One Piece won the long game.
I was gonna say because now it's in its renaissance here with like the live action, the first, or at least a rare good live action adaptation. You have that, then it's like now all of a sudden getting so much attention. Luffy getting a
Thanksgiving
balloon in
Day
the
parade balloon.
getting a balloon in the parade. Like they collaborated with the Mets, I think, because they had like a bunch of
Collaborate with a lot of sports teams, and they just had that thing in Vegas where the big dome
sphere.
was all one piece.
The sphere. So now One Piece is is now kind of in a renaissance.
It's the best time to have ever to be a One Piece fan.
It's one of those things where I respect, like, there are times where Toei just keeps trying to make things happen, and it's like, just give up. You guys are not making this happen.
Yep.
This is one of those cases where I respect that they did not want to give up, and their efforts have paid off.
They just brute forced One Piece into popularity in the U.S., and I love it.
And you know what? It worked. And unfortunately, if there's one takeaway that's bad from that, it's that they keep looking at stuff that just does not work and going, we did it for One Piece. We can do it for this other stuff. It's like, no, just stop, for the love of God.
No, One Piece is a special.
Well, they could put some of that effort toward Pretty Cure,
They could, but I'm more looking at like Saint Seiya.
Don't insult the two fans out there, and it's just Silver and his alternate account.
You know what? I went to that movie.
Out for Saint Seiya? It came out last year.
I didn't hate the movie.
So
but I'm not a big fan of Saint Seiya, so I.
So where would y'all rank One Piece if we're going off what Toonami strictly aired, which is
high A.
High A.
Yeah, high A's pretty. How about right behind Sailor Moon?
Behind Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up,
November 6, 2022. 10,000 lucky fans purchase a copy of Sword Art Online. A beta tester, Kirito, has been waiting for this for a long time.
Link start!
This virtual reality game is a technological masterpiece.
This thing's amazing.
A world all its own. The only problem is,
where'd the logout button go?
Once these players are logged into Sword Art Online, there's no way for them to log out, ever. And if they die in the game, they're dead for real.
We have to tell everyone that it is possible to beat this game.
Now these gamers must band together and defeat the final boss, or this game will be their last. Get ready for the series premiere of Sword Art Online next Saturday at 2 a.m.
This world can't beat me. I will survive.
Game over. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
okay, so I got a bit of a story for you all here, okay? And Logan and Sam as my witnesses.
Oh boy.
Sword Art Online. So the first thing I saw of Sword Art Online was Alicization, because it aired on Toonami, and I was watching Toonami at the time. I did not see the first two seasons. I saw Alicization because Toonami aired it. A while later, because I was the guys were wanting me to react to shows, and I was obliging because at the time I didn't see a whole lot of shows. And then I decided, you know what? Since I technically saw season 3 before seeing seasons 1 and 2, I'm going to go back and watch seasons 1 and 2 of Sword Art Online. Oh God. Unfortunately, some of those logs are kind of lost to time, but I was just like I feel so numb sometimes with a lot of the things this show has done. And then the peak, but it gets better, okay? So and I think I mentioned this to you at one time, Sketch. When I got to episode 9 of season 1, Logan told me, "Hey Sam, when you finish episode 10, you need to do some supplementary reading because something is missed." And I'm like, "Okay."
Yes, I'm that son of a bitch.
You missed something. You missed 2 years worth.
Yeah.
So
there's a reason we have a Morgan Freeman emote in our Discord.
Okay, so when I saw episode 10, because I was reacting to it at the same time, when they, because it was funny because I did the joke. I was like, because they kissed in episode 10, and I was like, hey, you know what this means? And then literally as soon as I said that, she was like, or I forgot who asked, but like, can I stay over? And it was like, oh my God, wait, hold on, what? I was like, nah. So then they're at her house, and then I'm like, okay, good episode, I guess. And then she fucking stripped, and I was like, hello, wait, I was joking, what's going on here, what in the fuck is happening? And I was literally like, I was joking, why is this actually happening?
Him and like, so are you gonna take off your clothes?
And he was just like, I just wanted to sleep, what the fuck?
literally and then the episode ends, and then the episode ends, and then to me it looks like the aftermath, like I'm like, wait, hold on, did they actually just do it right now? And then I finished the episode, and then Logan sent me the infamous 16.5. To which then, because there was a thumbnail there, so I was already like, I know what this, I know what to expect. So I was literally like, you know what? I'm gonna have some fun with this. I got some alcohol, and I read it while consuming liquor. I was drunk off my ass reading 16.5, and my chat log was insane. And then I woke up the next morning. You know that meme, that Demon Slayer meme with Tanjiro looking at the phone? That was me the next day. I was like, I hate this show. I hate that something like this exists. What is wrong with the author? And it provided some nice material. And yeah, so Morgan Freeman, to explain that, because because as soon as I read the 2 years line, they were like, hell yeah, let's go. And then they sent a couple of memes, and then Logan, back before AI was, a joke and not, the thing it is now, he had he had a few of those memes narrated by Morgan Freeman. So like it was Morgan Freeman saying the 2 years line, and then we just kind of made it this running joke, and like and this is my headcanon now, that Morgan Freeman narrated the entirety of Sword Art Online 16.5. So like anytime we mention that, we bring up Morgan Freeman. God, that I'll never forget that. That was so
2 years worth.
If Logan, if you still have any of those laying around, feel free to send them.
I just sent one in the chat.
So, story time over. Sword Art Online. I saw both seasons. I enjoyed season 2 more than 1. I'll say that. I really did. I liked the whole, like, the first arc of Sword Art Online in the first season with them being trapped in the game.
Aincrad is the best part of SAO.
Aincrad, I enjoyed Aincrad, but it also snuck up on me because I'm thinking, okay, so they're gonna fight their way to the top, but then like halfway through, no, here's the guy responsible for it all, and like, no, we're having the final battle on like what, floor 50 or something, and it's like, okay, so that just kind of came out of nowhere. And then I got to the fairy stuff. Now, one thing I do want to say before I
what you don't know is that Kirito's a speedrunner.
Before I got into the series, I already knew that like his quote unquote sister or adopted sister or cousin or whatever was into him, so I already knew to expect some sort of incest
The fairy
type plot.
dance is so bad.
I already knew. I already knew
really
to. I already knew to expect some sort of incesty plot going on there, but actually seeing it just gave me this biggest level of disgust that it's like I didn't think it was going to be like
She
this.
finally
but
fell
it
in love with
is.
someone who isn't her cousin, only to find out that it was her cousin all along.
God, Sweet Home Alabama.
And
So-
man, the things they did to Asuna in that season.
Oh, that
yeah.
too.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
back half. Ooh.
And then to go to season 2, I enjoyed bits of it, like the Gun Gale stuff. I didn't like in
I
the
did like
end.
Gun Gale.
I like Gun Gale. I just didn't like the ending to Gun Gale. You know, that one scene that I did. You want to know what's funny too? Yeah, I was like watching that, and then she wakes up from the thing, and she's like, "Oh no!" Like someone's knocking at the door, and I'm like, "Uh-oh,
Assault
get it,
number 2.
get a bat ready." And then I see that it's the guy, like that one guy, her friend or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, no alarm. It's just her friend or whatever." So then they're sitting, but then they give the guy the fisheye lens. As soon as
Very
the guy,
good.
as soon as the guy had the fisheye lens, I was like, "Oh no, oh no, oh no!" Thank God. And then the second half to season 2 was actually some pretty good stuff. Like I actually kind of not cried, but like teared up a bit with the whole.
Oh, Super God AIDS.
With the what's her name? Yui, was it?
I enjoy Sword Art Online, but it has a bad habit of trying to tackle issues that it has no business.
Yeah, I just said that this was the first case where we had, a arguably plot critical movie that Toonami didn't get to air, and because it's Aniplex, it's not easily accessible elsewhere. And then they moved into the next season, and yeah, I mean it's not like ultra critical, but it wouldn't have hurt to have run it. But obviously I understand why they didn't run it, but.
I mean, the only thing I know from that movie was that
Ordinal Scale is some of the best SAO.
That's the downside.
I should say I did see that when I was watching, because I stopped my watch of it after Ordinal Scale because I had already seen Alicization. But yeah, I mean, Sword Art Online, it's like there are some good moments there, but there's far too many negatives. There was a reason that that there was that whole progressive series. Yeah. So, although in my opinion, because I've seen the 2 progressive movies, and it's like, look, if you want to rewrite it, fine, but like you're moving at a snail's pace. Well, actually, the problem that I had with the first movie was that I felt like it was moving too slow, and then the second movie was even slower than the first movie. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I don't even know what they plan on doing from here on, but yeah. But anyway, Sword Art Online, for me, in my opinion, somewhere either low C, high D. How do you all feel on that?
That's fair. Low C sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't hate Sword Art Online. I actually like some of it, but there are parts of it where I'm just like, this is really stupid and really bad.
I might come to Sword Art Online's defense and say, I don't think it's worse than Gundam Seed.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm a Seed defender, and I would probably still rank it above that.
Would you put it above Tenchi Muyo?
That's. I would actually put it above Mare.
Oh, how do y'all feel?
I'm okay with that.
That's fine.
Okay. Below Thundercats 2011, above Mare. And next up,
the enemy ship is closing.
Prepare for battle.
Life forces you to choose between good and evil.
Revealed all around us, our enemies are.
Between standing up and giving in.
Head towards the edge of the ray, now!
Between light and dark.
Goodbye, Jedi!
These are the stories of the heroes fighting on that edge.
Here they come!
And no matter which side you're on, you're gonna get bloody.
Open fire!
Don't make me destroy you!
This is our chance.
We're hit!
Sound the alarm!
This has got to be a trap.
Get ready for the return of Star Wars The Clone Wars. Next Saturday night at 3.
The fight isn't over yet.
Filler never felt so good.
Failure. We win.
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
We have Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the CG series from like, was it 2008 or 2009? At this point in time, Disney already bought Lucasfilm, right?
No.
So
No.
no.
No, they bought Lucas in like 2014, 2013,
No,
something like that.
no, it was 2012.
2012. That's right.
So what
So
was the
basically, what happened
reason?
was, so this was still in Cartoon Network's library at the time, and even though Disney the purchase went through sometime in 2012, 2013, they still had it in their library. Disney
Yeah.
didn't request it out of their library, so they had it for a time period.
Mm-hmm. They didn't have to forfeit it until 2014.
Yep.
So then,
Wait, was it 2014 or was it 2013? Because I think
It
it
was
left before summer.
2014.
I was gonna say the last air date is September 20th, 2014.
Yeah. It left the same time as Beware the Batman and
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
some other shows. And that's how they had nothing for the back end. Except reruns of Full Metal and Ghost in the Shell again.
That's why they had to put Space Dandy on at 3 a.m. I forgot about all that.
Yeah.
I
to this day have not seen much of this show. I hear it gets really good. What aired on Toonami, though,
only 56 episodes out of the 133 aired.
That's actually more than I thought.
I know. I actually remember seeing ads for it, and a friend of mine, he's a huge Star Wars fan, so like he always was talking about Clone Wars at the time. I just never got into it. Like Clone Wars would air, but like at the time Clone Wars was playing, they were also playing Ben 10, Alien Force, and Secret Saturdays, and that's what I had my mind set on. But
I always think of like Clone Wars as the micro series that Gendy Tartakovsky did. I've tried so many times with Clone Wars, the CGI series, and I just can't get into it. Or it's like follow-ups.
It has its fans. I know a few of them in real life.
I find it so fucking dumb because Disney canceled the show after they purchased Lucasfilm, and then just like, oh, we're starting up Disney Plus. We're gonna bring it back for you guys. Like fucking assholes.
The cause and solution to all of their own problems.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the one thing that I think was a smart decision, having seen like the episodes that they cut from the Toonami run, was they were told to cut like some of the Jar Jar focused episodes.
Yeah.
And at the time I was like, why are you cutting episodes? Like that's stupid. Then I actually went and watched them, and I'm like, yeah, that was a really, really good decision. Like
they still played some stinkers, though.
They did, but like, if there was anything that you would consider filler, it was those. Like those were smart to cut. I mean, it's.
Don't turn off those lightsabers.
Don't make me destroy you.
Star Wars will return.
Switching on the giant iron.
That robot was walking around loose yesterday! What is this thing anyway?
Fully Cooley is in your head. Next.
It's an okay show. I mean, it was one of those things that, like, again, it's really hard to compare it because, yeah, you have the Gendy show, and it's like that the micro series was so good. Like, I was appreciative that they were filling in because I always hated when they did the prequels, and I was like, you know, oh, the Clone Wars are starting, and then the next movie jumps to, oh, the Clone Wars have been going on for like 9 years, and we're not going to show any of it. Like, what the fuck? Like, really? You're going to skip all of that material? And so I appreciated what they were trying to do with the show, but yeah, the execution wasn't great. But it did introduce some characters that, you know, have continually gone on in some of the new stuff that are still, you know, important players. So, you know, it's all right. Like, not the greatest, not the worst.
My friend owns a replica Captain Rex helmet. That's how much I know the series means to some people.
I mean, I was gonna rank it probably a high D.
Ooh.
It's not great.
That's really low.
I don't know. It's like I think it's just too hard to not color my impression by the micro series.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, let's give this show a fair shake. It lasted over 100 episodes, and overall, it's a really good show of its era.
Yeah, and I guess it is better than some of the lower C stuff. So
I think
above Thundercats.
I think. I mean, which Thundercats you talking about? 2011.
I was gonna say 2011.
Yeah, I honestly think you could make the case that it's better than Ben 10 Alien Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So B tier between Ben 10 Alien Force and Eureka 7?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright then. Next up.
Nothing really special ever happens here. In this place. School sucks. My dad's a weirdo. Then there's my brother's girlfriend. I don't even know what to say about her. Anyway, life was pretty slow. Until she came along. Next thing I knew, I had things coming out of my head.
It's weird, not normal, these horns sticking out.
And I had a robot living in my house. And well, a bunch of other weird stuff.
You're the one who caused all this! I don't care!
But that alien girl, she's kind of cool, I guess.
Don't lie, you like her.
Whatever. It's really not that big a deal. Do you find this difficult to understand? Nothing amazing happens here. Nothing amazing.
Naoto was an ordinary boy, living in an ordinary town with an ordinary life.
What are you doing? Homework.
Until an encounter with a mysterious stranger and her bass guitar changed everything.
Guess I better hit him again.
The portal in his head and the robots coming out of it are the least of his problems. And besides battling a space patrol officer, the Department of Interstellar Immigration, and Medical Mechanica, he's still got to work through the biggest challenge of all. Puberty.
I should teach you how to be a man, Taku.
Toonami is proud to present one of the greatest anime series of all time. Finally, where it belongs, Fooly Cooly. Next Saturday night at 2:30. Think smooth. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Is a fun show that unfortunately they keep bringing back. But we're not talking about those. We're talking about the original Fooly Cooly. For Fooly Cooly, I actually split up the seasons because each season of Fooly Cooly might as well be its own show. Like certain shows with multiple seasons, I'll lump them together because they're essentially the same story. But a few shows, I did keep their seasons separate because they're essentially different shows. I did that with Fooly Cooly, and I did that with JoJo, but we'll get there. But Fooly Cooly, the original 6-episode OVA. Didn't this also air on Adult Swim back then?
Of course.
Yes.
That's where it got popular.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, I did not see this. I did not see this until until Progressive was coming out. So they reran season 1 in 2018 before the launch of Progressive. So I saw it then. And I've seen it a couple times because they reran it a couple times, like the marathon and then the recent rerun. But Fully Cooley, it's amazing. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have those nostalgia goggles that a lot of other people do for this. I understand a lot of what makes the show special, the music especially, and it was just one of those like lightning in a bottle type moments, because like wasn't there something going on at like Gynax or whatever, and
When is there not something going on at Gynax?
and I just remember like, oh, like what, they were given like a certain budget or whatever, and they just decided to blow it all in like 6 episodes.
It was effectively they were looking for kind of a fun cool down after coming off of the Evangelion project.
And they wanted to try out some other animation techniques that they hadn't really done before.
Yeah, so they were basically just like, let's have some fun now.
Evangelion was too depressing. Let's have fun now.
Basically.
Yeah.
So
and we could talk about the philosophical merits of Fooly Cooley till the cows come home, but let's just say behind Cowboy Bebop.
Behind Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
Fully Cooley.
Yeah, and the thing is, like this is one of those shows that Adult Swim, it owes a lot to, and Fooly Cooley owes a lot to Adult Swim, because like the thing is, if you look at who originally released it, like who dubbed it and released it over here, it was a company called Sync Point. Like nobody even knows who they are. Like they were that small of a company, and so like it blew up because of it getting on Adult Swim. Like if it hadn't been for that, I don't think that the show would be as beloved as it is.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Adult Swim is the best and the worst thing to ever happen to Fooly Cooley.
Exactly.
It's also a textbook case of how good a proper adaptation of the dialogue can be, because there are so many jokes in the Japanese version that if you tried to just do a straight translation of them, that show would be completely incoherent.
Duh. Yeah, I remember, like, I think I've heard talk about Fooly Cooley here and there, but it wasn't until they made the announcement of, hey, we greenlit Fooly Cooley for 2 more seasons that I really started seeing people talk about it, and then those seasons came out. But we'll get there. So next up,
The Gigantoverse. A dangerous place full of strange, depraved creatures. Creatures who prey on the weak, the innocent, the sexy.
I can't wait to molest you.
Creatures so filthy and disgusting. Only one warrior has the strength, the power, and the balls to take them on. That man is King Star King.
I'm having a bowel movement inside of a tornado!
Evildoers beware. King Star King is gonna tear you some new holes and do whatever he wants with them.
Coming for you.
Adult Swim presents a trip into the wild side of animation. King Star King. 6 full episodes, only on AdultSwim.com.
Get ready for some violence up in this piece!
The King Star King! Now you are a hero! The greatest hero who ever was.
So I added these because they were on the wiki, but like looking into them, they were nothing more than just like pilots. So like you have King Star King and Korgotha Barbaria. I think I just put both of them on the same thing. Like, oh no, wait, is that King? Yeah, it's just King Star King. I guess I removed Korgoth. I don't know why I did that, but
King Star Korgoth is like A, probably low A, probably.
Yeah, Korgoth's pretty good. King Star King is a weird little show, but it's fine.
I think the most memorable thing of it was when it aired, the creator was like replying to literally every tweet that any of us made That was the funniest shit.
I was not on Twitter at that time.
Yeah, he he literally, if anybody used the hashtag for it, he was in some way replying to you. Like, didn't matter if you were like, I love this show, I hate this show, I'm very confused by this show. Like, he was replying to you. Which I respected. Like, he was proud of his product, and I can respect that.
I mean, and then it did get like a special, like not that long ago. Like, was it a year ago or something like that?
Yeah. That was,
I guess it
not as good. Not as good as the first season.
I barely remember anything about it.
Probably for the best.
Yeah. So where would y'all rank King Star King?
It's tough.
It is tough.
It's such an oddball. I mean, we're gonna have other oddball shows here that I think would be easier to rank, honestly. But I don't know. It was a flash in the pan. They really just played it as.
Didn't they play this during April Fools?
No, it was a DST.
DST night.
Yeah.
After hour, we'll have something to do.
And I don't even remember how many episodes they aired. I feel like it wasn't many.
It says 7, but only one of them aired.
Yeah. I almost feel like we shouldn't even rank it.
I'm starting to question why I even have it here now that I'm thinking about it. It's just because I was looking through Toonami Wiki, and I guess I was just adding what it was on there, and like thinking about it now, I was like, why did I put that on there?
Yeah, because it feels. I mean, in all fairness, like a movie kind of thing, like in that it was a one and done.
It aired once. So did Bakugan.
True.
But King Star King was more of an intentional. Haha! Look at this weird stuff.
Yeah.
Which I do appreciate that Toonami does from time to time.
So would you put this in, say, C then? Or higher?
Put it. Looking at. Put it behind G.I. Joe.
Behind G.I. Joe.
I don't know.
I
don't remember enough, so sure.
I think that's fine.
If I could redo this list, I probably would have taken that off. But next up.
Since man first looked up at the stars, he has dreamed of faraway worlds, imagined encountering alien beings, and then capturing them for money.
Bring it on!
Alien hunting is a dangerous line of work, requiring cunning, stealth, and above all, subtlety. But no one's ever called our hero subtle.
Let's dance!
They do call him Dandy. Space Dandy.
New idea. Run away!
A flair for the dramatic, a love for the ladies, and one sweet head of hair. That's the Dandy way.
No one out-dandies Space Dandy.
As Dandy and his crew race through the galaxy aboard the Aloha Oi, they search for fame.
Boobies, of course.
Fortune.
I need boobies, nothing more.
And, of course, boobies.
You mean that restaurant with the jiggly waitresses and the not-so-hot wings?
You got it.
These are the tales of their adventures. From the creators of Soul Eater, Full Metal Alchemist, and Cowboy Bebop, Toonami is proud to present the world premiere of Space Dandy, starting January 4th at 11:30.
Can you spot me some cash?
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
A monumental, well, I don't know about monumental, but I know for a fact that this is essentially one of the shows that Adult Swim Toonami was known for. Space Dandy.
It's a dandy in space.
I saw it because it had a rerun in 2018, but it was playing at like 2 a.m., so I was barely awake at the time, so I don't remember a lot of episodes. But I did rewatch it recently because it was on my list, and I kept it there. I literally binged Space Dandy in like 2 days, and I just spent an entire day watching Space Dandy, and I am so like I understand why this it's weird in the best ways possible. And also just like the millions of like references to other shows. I think the one that had me laughing the most was like it was a Cowboy Bebop reference, but like but they were on like a trash planet and Meow sees like a fridge and he wants what's in it, and what comes out is the blob monster from the one episode of Bebop, the toys in the attic. And I just found that so amazing because it's like you could reference a million other things in Bebop, but you chose the fridge blob, and I'm so proud of that. I guess the other two other episodes that really stood out to me was the I don't know the name of it, but the one episode where he had to escort that girl to the alien check-in, and she ended up like and he ended up just reuniting her with her grandfather. And then the episode near the end of the show where he's just having a dance off with I don't know what, like the golden guy, and like the animation just goes insane, and then like at some point he explodes the universe or something, all just because all for his dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, and the episode where he has to fake being Scarlett's boyfriend, and her ex is a Gundam pilot.
Yep.
I was literally just like, is her ex boyfriend Char? But
for better or for worse, Space Dandy is responsible for the modern era of simuldubs.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's a good thing, but it's also, in a sense, it's kind of a bad thing. I mean, I don't put that on the show's shoulders necessarily, but I do think it was a trailblazer as a result. I love the show. I think a lot of people
Space Dandy is glorious.
I think they had a lot of expectations because of Watanabe being behind the show, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's going to be the next Cowboy Bebop," and it's like that was never going to be what it was.
This is like barely Watanabe's show in the first place. Like his name's attached to it.
It's basically Shingo Natsume's show.
Yeah, it's Shingo Natsume.
And as I recall, Jason said that like Watanabe has been kind of down on like feeling like Space Dandy was a flop, and it's like
I hate that.
I hate that because he shouldn't feel like it was a flop. It was. I mean, I
should be proud of that work.
Sure, but it did die down afterwards. I guess it didn't have the staying power like Bebop or even Samurai Champloo.
But even then, I mean, Bebop's staying power is kind of freakish in the pantheon of anime.
Truly.
So, how would you feel Space Dandy is A or S?
Oh, it's S.
It's S. Yeah. So where on S would you put it then? Like,
that's a tough one.
I could go as high as below Fooly Cooly.
Below Fooly Cooly?
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, I really did enjoy Space Dandy a lot. And I mean, yeah, that's all I got. Oh, and just like the ending of the show where he essentially gets offered the position of God, turns it down.
Like, nah.
And then the show just loops back to episode 1. And it's like we're just in a continuous time loop, aren't we?
Hey, Big O, pay attention to how you do it.
Also, don't forget how funny those live action ads for the Blu-ray were with those. They may not have been like produced for the show proper, but those ads are funny as hell.
God, Farmington did a good job with marketing that show.
Oh my god. So, next up.
Naruto, is that you?
You went and got all grown up.
Show me what you got, kid.
That'll be enough of that.
Just like old times, huh?
Multi-shadow clone jutsu!
Impressive, without a doubt. He's matured.
Rasengan!
I'm still gonna be Hokage one day!
between wrangling premieres and sweating the weekly lineup?
The OG shows that hold it all down get lost in the mix.
So tonight, we're giving one of our greatest anime titles a little extra love.
All hail Naruto Shippuden.
There's the start signal.
Let's go!
Naruto's always dreamed of becoming the greatest shinobi in the village.
There's no shortcut to becoming Hokage, correct?
And with 500 episodes in the Hurricane Chronicles alone, we'd say he's well on his way.
Are you crazy? Taking on 6 enemies by yourself?
Don't make a move. If you do, we'll shoot.
You know, Tom, I can't even remember the last time Naruto wasn't on the block.
Me neither. But honestly, I wouldn't want it any other way.
I'm too shy for this, so excuse me.
Naruto Shippuden, every Saturday night at 2:30.
If you know, you know.
Only Toonami.
A show that premiered on the same day as Space Dandy and will actually be meeting its end in maybe 2 months. A show that's kind of like polarizing, for better or worse, and that is the sequel to Naruto, Naruto Shippuden. You want to know what's
man.
You want to know what's funny?
There's some good moments in Naruto Shippuden, but it's so bogged down by so many filler episodes and how slow it moves.
Like 30% filler.
Yeah.
And it's 500 episodes.
Yeah.
You want to know what's funny? Because I did see original Naruto, but I already knew a lot of the plots to original Naruto because of the consistent recap filler of Shippuden. So, like, I knew a lot about, like, their first meeting, their first test with Kakashi, and, like,
remind us of a much better chapter in the series.
Yeah, because of all the recap. But I will say, when I saw original Naruto, though the original, way that those events were handled are way better than, all the recap shit in Shippuden. But, yeah, unfortunately, Shippuden has good moments when it's in canon, but then you'll be in canon for like 2 episodes and like, hey, we're back to another 40 episode filler arc. Let's go. And
let's not go.
Oh my god.
Shippuden of all shows, its greatest crime is wasting the audience's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that even when it went in the canon stuff, the pacing would still because you would be in canon and you would have like 5 minutes of new footage and then, hey, let's spend 10 minutes on recapping, and then like the last 5 or 10 minutes on new stuff again. Or you have a fight in Shippuden and someone's about to lose. Now let's spend the next 3 episodes on that person's backstory before they eventually lose the fight.
It's a pretty good manga, but the anime sucks.
I will say that Naruto is one of those series that does need some sort of remake anime a la Brotherhood. Because I don't think we're going to get that anytime soon because currently his son's in the spotlight. And also there was supposed to be like a 4 episode thing that never came out. But the point is, Shippuden...
It'll come out when Uzumaki comes out.
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Shippuden had a lot of its ups and downs, more downs than ups. But I will say that there were some good moments in there. The pain arc, where Hinata literally gets freaking stabbed and Naruto loses it, and I remember also being so mad that he just kind of forgot that. After the events, it's and then it's funny too because you have Naruto the Last, and the movie literally goes out of its way to make him remember, hey, that happened. And then there was the when he meets his mom, which kind of got me a little bit, if I'm not gonna lie. And then of course the final fight, the rematch with Sasuke, which literally years in the making. And it's funny too because I didn't really notice this, but in a lot of material, advertising material for Naruto, especially Shippuden, a lot of Shippuden's marketing shows like Naruto and Sasuke finding each other, and you think, damn, they must really get into a lot of brawls, but it's like, no, they only really fought once, and they don't fight again until the end of the show. But yet, for some reason, all the marketing makes it look like they keep getting into each other's faces when that never happens. But the final fight with Sasuke is like one of the best things too. I think what's kind of crazy is the recent episodes, like the past 20 or so episodes, like actually like calling back to original Naruto and using some of the original score from the first series is like, hey, we used like the show used to be good, remember? I just find that hilarious. But so yeah, Naruto Shippuden. Where would y'all rank it? Somewhere in the C or B? Or even lower than that?
Probably low B, because I mean, I guess I keep looking back at the at the fact that we ranked the original in S, and I mean,
I think that should be in A.
Damn, we're all just changing our minds now.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably agree with moving the original down to A, but like I think that's why I would probably put Shippuden in B, is because I mean, realistically, like aside from the name change, it's basically just more of the original. I mean, I know obviously, there was
but less good.
Yeah, right, and that's the problem. Is it's like it's more of the original, but then it really started piling on the filler and whatnot, and I think that dragged it down where the original didn't really seem to have that same kind of problem.
I noticed.
I don't think Shippuden is as fun as OG Naruto. Like OG Naruto is fun to watch.
Yeah, that's definitely.
It's kind of hard to sit through.
Because Naruto, like in the original series, it's like, oh, like a school of ninjas, like and they're like ninjas growing up and all that, and then like Sasuke like goes turncoat, leaves the village, and now all of a sudden it's like I gotta get Sasuke back for 500 episodes straight.
I guess like the way I'd put it, like in comparison to the original, is when I first watched the original, I didn't see how they were gonna make all the exam stuff like exciting. I'm like, who wants to watch episode upon episode of them taking tests? And yet, honestly, it did a pretty decent job of making that entertaining. Shippuden, on the other hand, didn't really manage to find a way to do that with some of the duller parts of its material.
I think one of the biggest crimes.
There are some really good arcs in Shippuden, but those you have to sit through a lot of filler.
It's one of those. The good is good, but the bad is really bad.
Really bad. I would rather rewatch every episode of SAO 5 times than sit through all of Shippuden.
Wow. So then I think at that point you have to put it at least in C.
I think it's C.
Yeah.
So should we put it below?
I don't think I'd put it above Gundam Wing.
Yeah, it's above Gundam Wing, I guess.
Yeah. Would you put it above Gundam Seed?
I mean,
yes. If we're gonna put it above Wing, it has to go above Seed.
Yeah.
And I think we should keep it below Tenchi just for Silver's sake.
Okay, it can go behind Tenchi Universe.
And it's kind of crazy.
Personally, I think Zatch Bell is a better show. I think Thundercats is a better show. I think Stormhawks and Prince Dennis are better shows. But
we'll do a list. We'll do a list cleanup at the end of this. Like after we rank everything else, we could do a cleanup. Like
the C tier is just crazy. It's just all over the place.
I think it was also because we were in a rush last time, and a lot of the final shows on the Cartoon Network list were kind of like 1-2 episode runs. But yeah, so Shippuden, it's kind of crazy to think that come in like 2 months, it's actually like nearing its finale. Like this coming week.
The only Naruto show to finish its run on Toonami.
We're approaching the final arc because I think the next episode begins like his wedding planning stuff. Which, speaking of, if you haven't seen the last, you might want to get on that because Toonami once again skipped the canon movie.
After 22 seasons and 500 episodes,
Naruto Shippuden's epic run has come to a close.
Can you believe we started airing the uncut versions way back in 2014?
Wow, the Naruto series is inarguably one of the best animes of all time.
And even though the Hurricane Chronicles are done,
Shippuden will forever be in our hearts.
if we had hearts.
Yep. Now, on with the show.
Yeah. So, next up.
For Ren Okumura's whole life, he's never been as good as his twin brother Yukio.
You should really try straightening out your life.
Now, Yukio's headed off to the prestigious True Cross Academy, and Ren is headed nowhere.
A day will soon come when you must leave this monastery and strike out on your own.
Until the day he learns the real truth about the world. There are demons amongst us. And the biggest demon of them all has his sights set on Ren.
Lord Satan has long awaited you.
Now, if he's going to survive, he'll need to join the ranks of an ancient order.
Come with me.
The Exorcists. The only ones powerful enough to stop the demon horde. School's in session.
In my business card.
And it's gonna be a hell of a fight.
And in my soul, the devil!
Get ready for the series premiere of Blue Exorcist next Saturday at 1:30. May you kick a lot of ass before the devil knows you're dead.
Burning hell!
Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Blue Exorcist. I did not see it. I was planning to see it, but I was low on time, and I was like, you know what? Because it already has a new season, and it's getting another season later. I'll get to it eventually. So I didn't watch Blue Exorcist. I know that they had the first season, but then stuff happened, and they couldn't get
Blue Exorcist at all.
My initial impression was it was okay, and then they got to Good Guy Satan. I was like, I'm done. I'm not finishing this, and I never did.
Oh
D.
my God.
I love the first season of Blue Exorcist. I have not gotten to watch the other seasons. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad of a show.
It's pretty bad.
I literally couldn't tell you anything about it at this point because I don't remember anything.
Oh my God! Too bad Steve isn't here because he recently just went through it again in preparation for the new season. So like, he could say a lot more than what we're saying right now. But like, what was the
like a low C? I don't think it's a D show.
Low C.
Not a B series.
You know what? I'm like tempted to message Steve and ask him, hey, where would you rank Blue Exorcist?
Okay, you can put it at the bottom of C, I guess, but I think it's top D.
Okay, bottom of C. Next up.
Since the 1990s, half the world's reported piracy has occurred in the South China Seas.
The package you got from the Asahi Industry headquarters in Tokyo. This is it, right?
Yeah. Rokuro Okajima didn't know that when his company sent him there. Unfortunately, that's going to cost him.
Why don't I do you a favor and show you what color your brain is?
Because the only thing worse than being a hostage of the Black Lagoon Trading Company
Go, Rock! Heads up! A gun? I don't want it!
is being a member.
Wake up, sailor! We have a job!
Now, the pirate life beckons, and the ocean is his for the taking. If he can keep his new co-workers from getting him killed. Because Rock is about to learn that life on the Black Lagoon can be one hell of a ride.
We kill them all!
When it comes to killing, she doesn't mess around.
Get in!
Batten down the hatches, lock and load, and get ready to lay it all on the line.
Let's finish this job.
Black Lagoon, premiering next Saturday at 2 a.m. Take what you can, give nothing back, except bullets. Only Toonami on Adult Swim.
Now it's time for all of us to go shot for shot.
Black Lagoon, and I did see this. I saw this way back. It was another one of the shows that the guys were recommending I see, and yeah, I saw Black Lagoon, and I had a lot of fun. Like, a lot of fun.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
It's really
great
good.
show. Needs, I wish they could air the OVA, but because of the length of it, I can see why it would be problematic.
I think it's not the length
some of
and
the
more
episodes are like 33 minutes long.
Oh, they didn't air it? I thought they did.
No, the OVA is never aired. Honestly, it's
no.
for the
Oddly
fact
enough,
that
they
OVA.
replaced it with another OVA.
I wish Black Lagoon would get a new season because there's at minimum at least another 12 episodes worth of manga that they could adapt. The problem is it's one of those manga that goes on hiatus for, I won't say Hunter x Hunter style, but it goes on hiatus for pretty sizable chunks. So I can understand why they are hesitant to make any more. But yeah, I love Black Lagoon. I think it's one of the last like ocean dubs, that modern ocean dubs, and it was great that Funimation, when they dubbed the OVA, went back to them so that we could keep the cast.
Mm-hmm. Black Lagoon.
For me, I'd put it as an A.
Yeah,
I enjoyed Black Lagoon a lot. Especially the OVA. I swear to God, I heard that one scene where the girl literally takes the knife from her shoe and just kicks the guy in the groin while also stabbing him. I was like, I felt that. I felt that so much. Where on A would you put Black Lagoon?
I mean, personally, I think it belongs in S, but if we're gonna put it in A, after Symbionic Titan.
After Symbionic Titan? All right. Really quickly.
The better pirate show, lol.